Rocky's past has caught up to him, and also Adonis Creed is very drawn into it because the darkest moment in Rocky's life is when Apollo Creed basically substituted for him, and he died. And so now this other young fighter, Adonis Creed, feels like he should take it on to avenge his father. And I'm going, my God, this is sort of Shakespearean. It's sins of the father and so on and so forth. And I thought that would be an interesting melding of two different generations. And the audience, so like half the audience, the older audience gets it. The newer audience, they're in for a new experience because this young fighter, Florian, who plays Drago's son, is quite a specimen. With Florian, it was unique because it's very, very, very hard to get the whole package. Dolph Lundgren was unique. He was great looking, fantastic body. Also, he could fight. So he had been a world champion for many years in Sweden, so he understood it. Florian is the same way. He actually knows how to fight for real. Plus, he's incredibly large and muscular. I didn't realize how special that moment is when you try to duplicate it. We spent about 6 months working on that and training twice a day. I had forgotten about it, but Dolph, being a math whiz, reminded me of all the hours we put in. So to see it kind of played out in a new generation with a new Drago, it was fantastic. And a new Apollo Creed with Adonis Creed, it was quite a challenge. And I said, wow, how did we ever pull that off? Because I mean, it was pretty brutal. But this one here is equal, or maybe better. I want to cross the ring, go up to Dolph and punch him right in his face. I really do. And I'm sure he wants to do the same because, wait a minute, we're not used to being on the outside of the ring. You know, we're just very, very competitive, but I'm sort of kidding. But there's that competitiveness, and it was very unusual being outside the ropes. I'll say that with Dolph Lundgren in the room. Drago represents kind of like unfulfilled dreams. I think a lot of people are crushed glories that a lot of people feel in their own lives, that they had a moment, it went poorly, and everything imploded. So now he's blaming his entire self-destruction, the fact that he's banned from Russia, his wife left him, his family left him, he's lived in poverty, on me, rather than accepting the responsibility for himself. So he's basically instilled in his son nothing but hatred and revenge. And there's something to be said for that, about how he's distorted this whole kid's outlook on life. And eventually he has an awakening on his own, and Dolph too, towards the end of the film. So they have a revelation. But it's a lot of people, you know, really feel as though life has hit them some cheap shots and low blows, and they're unhappy and they want to lash out. Well, in this film, he does lash out. You want to leave some footprints, you know, on the canvas of life. And they don't have to be big ones. Everyone doesn't have to be a world champion. It's just the fact that you gave it your best. Because that's the Rocky philosophy. He never expected to be a champion. He just wanted to go the distance and have a little dignity. And that's pretty much the ongoing theme. Rocky doesn't want Adonis to fight this young Drago because he's afraid that history is going to repeat itself. He has been through this horrible tragedy, and here it is, it's coming back at him. It's like his worst nightmare. Plus, he feels incredibly responsible and guilty to Creed's wife, who he's avoided for 35 years because he can't face her, and now he has to. And what's he going to say? He has to rescue this kid because he's going down this dark hole. And even though he doesn't want him to fight, he knows that he has to at least make an attempt to redeem himself.